kitchen and bathroom modifications. These are big ticket items. Where is the money going to come from? If you have what I have, it comes from the life insurance. I have the long-term care rider. I think it's the best product that ever came out. I only learned about it about 8 years ago, and I canceled all my other insurance and put it into this. It's the greatest thing to have that money available. When I tell people, why did I do it? Because if I need long-term care, the last thing I want to do is rely on my kids to come up with the thousands of dollars needed for my care every month. I want to know it's taken care of, and you should too. And you would be surprised how many people go back to whoever's ran the program and say, how do I get that? First of all, I don't even know it's available everywhere, but as I go around the last few years, all the advice say it's pretty much available universally. I think it's the greatest product ever. You can withdraw if you have the situation. If not, then yes, the kids will get a tax-free windfall. But it's not about them. It's all about what's in it for them. All about lack of worry, security, financial security. Nobody wants to worry about these things. And speaking of worry, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about, even though this is a little different. Now, where would the money come from? Life insurance. Same thing, from the IRAs. You take it down. Remember, this money will be taxed at some point. Let's get it out at bargain basement rates. Either do Roth IRAs or the life insurance, but you're moving it to tax-free territory, and they have access to it. And they have a hedge against future higher tax rates. I call these moves tax insurance. That's what it is. Plus, the beneficiaries will get less. And I don't know if you find some of the clients, the older clients, they can't even spend their money. You know what I call them? I call them pathological savers. Because they spend all their lives, and don't look that up, I made that up, it's not in the medical dictionary. Working, building, saving, and investing. I've had clients like this. And then it's their time, and they can't spend their own money on themselves. They keep saving. I had one of my old-time clients, most of my clients, have passed on. I built most of my estate planning and tax planning clients when I was in my 30s. They were in their 60s, so I'm almost 70, and they're just about mostly dead. But a couple of hangers on, I had a call from a guy just last week, and he was telling me, my income's going up. I said, Jim, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're doing reverse estate planning. You should be getting that money out. So he can't spend his money. He's telling me how much money he saved because he, ate somewhere or got something on sale. You know the routine. So I used to talk to my clients. I said, what are you doing? And they couldn't stop themselves. They couldn't bring themselves to spend money. So I said, why? And they would blame it on the kids because they had to have some reason for it. That's not them. They said, well, we want to make sure our kids have a good life. So I said, all right, come on in the office. And I would have these meetings. And the parents would come in. I'd bring their kids. The kids are not babies. So like I said, 40, 50 years old. And the parents love this because the kids are in the room and can't get out. They have to listen to them. And on almost every case, the parents get up, look at the kids and say, we haven't eaten in 30 years. Because we were sacrificing and saving so you kids can have a great life. We didn't have big houses and fancy mortgages. The whole routine. We walked uphill to school and uphill back. We didn't have fancy shoes. We didn't even have feet. We had nothing. And the reason we're here today with Mr. Slot is because we want to continue to deprive ourselves for the rest of our lives so you kids can have a great life.
Correct.
So I said, what are you doing? This is where life insurance comes in to solve pathological saver syndrome. I said, look, you got $1 million. You're not going to spend any of it, whatever the number is. You're not going to spend, look what you're wearing. You're not going to spend any of it. They come in with holes and clips. You pay more for holes and clips now, my kids tell me, in the pants. You're not going to spend, it's all going to be lost to taxes. So why don't we, this money's going to go in the garbage anyway, let's peel off 5 or 10% because you're so worried about the kids, that's why you can't have a life. Put it in a life insurance policy. After you die, the kids that you're so worried about, they'll have millions more than you ever had. And it will all be tax-free. And unlike you, they know how to spend it. So what does that mean for the remaining 90 to 95% of your money? You can spend it. You can enjoy it. What I'm telling you is you can eat again. Take a limo ride before the last one. I'm giving you freedom to have a life, to enjoy your own money. So life insurance can help there too. But I want to talk about another syndrome I see, and it's especially true for people close to retirement or already there. I'm worried about so what I was talking about before is all the tax risks. So you understand, IRA is bad, get that balance down, have conversations, and get it into tax-free vehicles, Roth, life insurance, both great. But what about the stock market? You know, I see so many people, it's up, it's down, 500, 400, I mean, the volatility is unbelievable. This is no way to live somebody in retirement, especially on fixed income. I mean, I can't eat today, the market's down. Well, what kind of nonsense is that? You've already won the game. You have too much risk. Speaking of football, I'm thinking of football now. I'm from New York, so obviously, Jets and Giants, you know, it's the same every year. But here's how I enjoy football every week, because my teams will always lose. I root for other teams to lose. Like last week, as a Giant fan, I rooted for the Cardinals to beat Dallas. But anyway, one game last week, I was practicing it all day, Tua Tagovailoa. Did I say that right? Can you say it? No, even the announcers can't. They call him Tua. So for the Miami Dolphins, anybody see that game? You know what happened? They beat the Denver. Why'd you say unfortunately? A Denver?
I'm from Denver.
Yeah, sorry. All right. 70 to 20. All right? I think it's the third highest score in history. If you're in a football game and you're going to win the game, would you say in the fourth quarter, if you're up 70 to 20, it's a pretty good shot you're going to win? What would any good coach do? Take out the quarterback, right? You already won. Why risk hurting them? I say the same thing to people in retirement. You've already got your money. Now it's time to protect it. Take the risk off the table. You've already got it. Why risk it? That's your job to help them keep it. And there's just so many things. I was talking to some people at dinner last night. We had about so many scams out there going on. There's always people around preying on your clients. Everyone is with the same mission to separate them from their money. I remember back in the 2008 and 9 scams, all of that. Remember that? Subprime mortgages, credit default swaps, collateralized debt obligations, derivatives. I still don't know what any of those things are. I just know anyone who had them lost all their money. But it never stops. And it's not new. In fact, if you go, another football reference, the 49ers, who are they? Who are the 49ers? San Francisco, okay, good. But I'm not talking about those 49ers. I'm talking about the people they were named after. The 1849ers, the gold rush people, where they all went out west to find gold. Nobody ever did. Only in the movies did they. But who made all the money? The people that sold the picks and shovels and tools and supplies and equipment. And I just gave you a hint. The other big company that was formed because of that. Who was it? Levi. What was the hint? San Francisco 49. All right, you don't get out much. You're focused on this. That 49ers play at Levi's Stadium. Same thing, Levi's, somebody, I guess old man Levi, whoever he was, said, look at all these poor schlubs on their hands and knees digging for gold. They need heavy pants. So they made a fortune. But the point is, everybody else makes money. All the people that run the exchanges that endorse it, look at what's happening now with the Bitcoin and all the crypto and SPACs. Oh, my favorite, SPACs. You know what they call blank check companies? Oh, that's where I want to put my retirement funds, in a blank check company. NFTs. You know, and all the kids were making all this money in Bitcoin. I ran into a few of them, and they were telling me how much they made, but then the next year they lost everything. But that's okay. They have time to recover. And they also have parents that can bail them out. Your clients don't. At some point, you've got to take that risk off the table. The only people who make any money in crypto are three types of people: celebrities, entertainers, and athletes. Endorsing it. Now, they all have legal troubles for endorsing it. What I'm getting at is the whole area of annuities, guaranteed income. Guaranteed income, another always rule. In retirement, income is always more important than savings because savings can run out. You've already won the game. I'm not saying put everything into guaranteed income products, but I have them myself as a hedge against losing in the stock portfolio, as a guardrail, as a buffer, protection against downside risk. My rule is basic monthly living expenses. Whatever that number is for your clients, I believe that should be covered with guaranteed monthly income. Oh, can't pay the light bill this month because we don't have the income. So take some of those gains off the table. You've already won the game. That's what you can tell your clients. Take the quarterback out. Get those gains off the table and turn it into guaranteed income. I had this with my own family. My mother lived well into her 90s, but my father died many years ago. My mother had these things because she had an advisor like many of you. He knew she was going to live a long time. She was like the Energizer Bunny. Even in her 90s, she was still looking for a man. And she used to complain nobody could keep up with her. She used to yell, "I want a date, not a patient." Well, he set her up. He knew her customers. He set her up, and I didn't even realize this till many years later, what a great job this advisor did for our family. He set her up with 4 or 5 of these annuities. These checks came in every month, no matter how old she got, no matter how sick she got, and no matter how the market performed. The greatest gift, I tell people this all the time, you can give your family is the gift of your own financial security. That's the gift, looking back, that my mother gave us. She had money coming in every month. Even in the end, she was in the hospital, and she had an apartment right near my office, so I could hop over there, and she would call me up, even in her 90s, yelling at me, whatever, same attitude. Said, "Eddie!" She called me up. She knew exactly when those annuity checks would come in, almost to the day. Go down to my mailbox and get my annuity checks. Then go up to my room in my desk and get my deposit slips and bring it right over here to the hospital. Well, okay, I'll go right over. I go up there, and she has a little desk on the bed, and her hand is shaking at this point, and she starts picking up one check at a time and endorsing it, in that shaky handwriting, and then writing the name of the company on the deposit slip. Writing the full name of the insurance company and the amount. Next check, same thing. Endorse the check on the deposit slip, the name of the insurance company and the amount. And then what does she do once they're all on the deposit slip? Adds it up old school. No calculator. And then sends me to the bank. When I watched this process, I was just in awe. I said, that's the epitome of financial security. Even at the end, I said, "Ma, you only have like $600 in your checking account. What do I care? I get 5 new checks every month." She was spending like a drunken sailor, because she knew the money was coming in. I really don't have hard data on this, but people with guaranteed income, I find, are just happier people. They don't worry about anything. The greatest gift you can give your family is a gift, like I said, of your own financial security. But another way to say that, the greatest gift you can give your children is to not move in with them. Living a long and healthy life should be a bonus, not a punishment. They should have financial security. The only thing better, if you've been following everything I said, than guaranteed income for life, is what I have, what I learned from my mother. What could be better than guaranteed income for life? We listen to me? Guaranteed tax-free income for life. Because I love tax-free. Because tax-free is always better. Well, how did I do that? I have annuities in my Roth IRA. See, everything I'm telling you, I did for myself. And that's why I can speak with such passion about it for me and my family. That's the way you should be speaking to clients. You've got to believe in what you sell. In my Roth IRA, I have the stock portfolio, but I also have annuities as protection against the downside risk. The time is now to contact your clients and make sure that they don't run out of time, that you're helping them. You are in a unique position to not only help them invest, that you've done already. We're in the second half of the game. You help them preserve and protect that money and pass it on so they will have more, keep more, and make it last. Even at the very end, my mother died in the cardiologist's office, actually. It wasn't obviously planned, but we kind of knew that was the day, but it was the day of her appointment. The cardiologist said it never happened in his 30-year career, but we kind of knew that was the day, and there was about 2 minutes to go. And I guess the nurse was nervous or whatever, holding her hand, says, "Beth, are you okay financially?" I'm thinking, now? There's only 2 minutes to go. She didn't know what to say. Anyway, my mother looked up, I saw her, says, "Eddie took care of it. I'm fine." And that was it. I'm glad she thought that. But here's the thing, it wasn't me. It was people like you. The people who put her on those guaranteed income for the rest of her life. She had financial security, never worried, that markets didn't matter. That's what you bring to the table. But you got to go out and take action. You should be identifying all the clients we talked about, explain why that current plan doesn't work. And how would you know if that current plan doesn't work? Check the beneficiary forms. For example, I'll give you one perfect example. Look for clients that have named a trust as a beneficiary. Those trusts will not work anymore under the 10-year rule. We used to recommend them all the time because we could spread out the stretch IRA through the trust. That doesn't work anymore, especially if they're using trusts to protect the assets. I always ask clients, why did you get a trust? And the first two, why did you name a trust? And the first two reasons don't count. My attorney told me to. That doesn't tell me why. It will save taxes. I see all these scams online. You get a trust, you save taxes. They're all scams. If a trust saved taxes, wouldn't we be all trust if you didn't have to pay taxes? Every one of those are scams. Tell me why you think you need a trust. There's only one word, control. And that's a valid reason. They want to make sure the kids don't blow it. They're all worried about the kids getting divorced, bankruptcy, squandering money, getting taken advantage of. They worry about all that. That's when you name a trust. So my rule is, when do you name a trust as your IRA beneficiary? When you don't trust. Because if you trusted them, you wouldn't need a trust. They should have called it a don't trust. That's when you name a trust. But anybody with a trust, if they want to protect that money in the trust, it's going to get taxed into oblivion at high trust tax rates, the highest in the land, all in that 10-year shortened window. So these are people, start thinking about people you can go out and make a difference to. You have the planets are aligned, like I said in the beginning. You have low tax rates, you have a 3-year plan, you have great products and great tools to share with your clients. What more could you want? All you have to do is identify the clients. Hopefully you've written a bunch of things down. Explain why that current plan doesn't work as they thought it would, and show them alternative solutions, like a Roth IRA, like life insurance, like bulking up on more guaranteed income to protect against tax risk and investment risks. And tell them, time is running out. You never know when. Another football reference. Vince Lombardi said the Green Bay Packers never lost a football game. We just ran out of time. Not everybody has all the time. Now is the time. When I was a kid, if I didn't do something right away, my mother would yell at me, even like she did in her 90s. What are you waiting for? A special occasion? You ever hear that one?
Yeah.
I'm telling people the same thing. I'm telling you the same thing. What are you waiting for? A special occasion? Now is the special occasion. These are the good times. These are the times to interact with clients and make a difference in their lives, and they'll tell people about you. You ever go to a funeral, see the dead guy? What do they say about him? What do they say about the dead guy? All right, he looks good. If you notice, he's always the best looking guy in the place. Why? Because somebody finally went back to his closet, got out his good suit, because now it was a special occasion. Now is the special occasion. So go out and do good with all that you have here at True Choice. Thank you all very much. We gave you one of our newsletters. This is a little handy guide on Secure Act 2 effective dates. I use this all the time because the dates are all over the place. It's the craziest law. They go in effect over 10 years. Everybody thinks all these things are effective. I keep it on my desk. And of course, I gave you a great benefit from True Choice. If you want to hear more about this, our 2-day program. Anybody ever been to one of our 2-day programs? I can't see out there, but a few people have. This is where you can really put the pedal to the metal. Imagine 2 days of these kind of ideas. You know, when I was introduced, they was talking about if you just got 1 or 2 nuggets the whole 2 days. Do you think you got 1 or 2 today?
Yeah.
Already? So you're ahead of the game. You're already ahead of the game. $500 discount to see you in San Diego at our 2-day program. So good luck to all of you, but the key is to connect with clients.